I can't remember the last time I saw video game journalists getting triggered so hard. Them and their two viewers, they're going Ree! Because Vara Dark had an opinion. You see, all of them love strong and independent women. Like they worship the concept until they actually meet one, and it's like, no, you don't understand how this works, Vara. You shut the fuck up, and they get to speak on your behalf, right? Like they get to say what women want, they get to say what women think, and you need to keep quiet because the moment you open your mouth, you anger them. You anger them because you depower them. They used to love the time when women didn't have YouTube, or if they did, they would hide their face. Because then they could claim that there is no woman speaking against them. Like, they are the alpha feminists. They even have women in their office, so that they're in tune with femininity. And all the women online that are speaking against them, they're just bots. But now they have to deal with Vara and that Star Wars girl. And my god, they hate these women. Holy shit. Like, the level of vitriol that I see coming from the left towards Vara Dark and that Star Wars girl, my god. Like, you know, we as the right, we need to hire some leftists. Like, we are not capable of this. We are not able to do this level of insults. So we need to go for the best. We need to hire some game journalists in our ranks so that when a leftist upsets us, it's like, hey, you, new guy, go, sick him. You know, like, maybe like that. Because, like, I haven't seen right-wingers being capable of such insults and such anger. So we need such people in our ranks. All jokes aside, here's what's happening. First of all, I don't really give a shit about game reviews anymore. It's 2024, right? Like, back in the day when video games came on CDs and you had to buy, like, a game magazine in order to find out something about a game, yeah, the reviews were important. Because back then, games were quite expensive. And there was no way of knowing, right? Like, you had to buy a PC Gamer or some magazine in order to see what games are coming out and learn a little bit about them. But now we have streamers. You have VTubers. You got people, and you got YouTube, which already shows the trailer for the game. And then you can just watch a streamer play the game, right? So there's no point in the preview. And you also have refunds. Like, you buy a game on Steam, you try it, you don't like it, you refund it. I don't find the purpose for reviews at all in 2024. The only thing that I would find important is if you write tips and tricks, you write strategy guides. Like, that's something that people would actually care about. You know, stuff that game journalists are incapable of doing. But let's assume that reviews are important. There is ample evidence that most game journalists do not know how to play video games. In fact, most of the time, they don't talk about video games. They talk about political issues. And there have been instances where they couldn't get past the Cuphead tutorial. There was this other game journalist was playing Doom on easy mode from Polygon. Abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. Like, there were people on YouTube showing how their 8-year-old son plays Doom better than that game journalist. And there were also people showing even younger kids playing the tutorial of Cuphead. So this is why there is the stigma towards the capability of game journalists to play games. Now, the other thing is that they don't finish the games. Now, I'm willing to give them a little bit more of a leeway on whether or not you can finish a game before reviewing, or if you actually have to finish the game before reviewing. I would say it depends on the game. Like, in the case of Elden Ring, being expected to finish the game is a little bit of a stretch. It's a very difficult game, and you don't have that much time, and you probably have other work to do, so I get it. You know, it is what it is. But there are other games that can be finished, like Dustborn, for instance. Like, there would be no excuse not to finish such a marvelous game before you write a review, right? Like certain games that can be finished in 4 or 6 hours should definitely be finished. And this is what Vara Dark is suggesting. It's like, game journals should be required to live stream and upload a complete unedited playthrough of a game on their socials in order to continue receiving review codes from publishers. This allows the audience to see their authentic reactions and ensure transparency. It also holds journalists accountable, ensuring they actually play the entire game before writing and releasing a review. So she's getting responses from this saying, okay, fine, game journals will upload 100 hours beating Elden Ring, right? So, like, this is a good response. It's like, in some cases, it's not possible. But as we get to see later on, There are certain people that absolutely despise her. Like, why can't you just have a polite conversation? You know absolutely nothing about this job. I think the problem is that she knows too much. It's just because she makes a mistake here doesn't mean that she doesn't know. Look, if you have a game journalist that's incapable of completing the Cuphead tutorial, and no other game journalist says anything, that tells me all I need to know. Like, there's nothing else that I need to know about this quote-unquote job, right? Especially if I knew that a game journalist would say something that he votes for Trump, all of a sudden every other game journalist would have an opinion about it, and everyone would demand that he gets fired. But when they're actually shit at what they're supposed to do, which is to play video games, no one cares, because apparently that's not the essence of the job. That's not what you're hired to do, you know? So every publisher on Earth would go absolutely mental if you suggested uploading the whole game. To quote a great scholar, it's amazing to me how much you can say when you don't know what you're talking about. Right, again, it's like, oh my god, you're so ignorant. You're so ignorant. Yeah, but I bet she can pass the Cuphead tutorial. It is true, though, in a way, that certain publishers would not like the game to be fully played because there's spoilers. And you know, if you have a game like Dustborn and you play it from beginning to end before it's released, yeah, there will be publishers that don't like that. But I don't think that's why the game journalists don't play the games, right? I guarantee to you that even if the publisher would be, please, by all means, play this game, start to finish, and stream it, game journalists wouldn't fucking do that. There's no fucking way. They think that only losers play video games. They're not losers. They're chads. They talk about socialism. There are 0 YouTubers I know that receive game codes that upload an entire playthrough at release. This is complete nonsense from someone that has no clue. Again, why do they have to be this disrespectful? Is this how they have a conversation in real life with their significant others, with their moms, with their dad, with their parents? You know, like, do they talk like this? Like, the moment someone says something which is off, instead of, like, politely correcting, they have to use the vitriol? I get review codes from all the big gaming publishers, and absolutely none of them allow or want you to upload the whole playthrough on release. You have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, they usually give you a list of talking points. You know, can we talk about that? Can we discuss how certain publishers like give you a list of talking points and tell you how to focus, and other publishers even tell you what grade you're allowed to give the game, right? Like no lower than an 8 or no lower than a 9. Can we talk about that? No? Why not? Look at this lady with the CalArts avatar. You know, I noticed that anime avatars, if they're women, are usually right-wing. Anime avatars, if they're men, like if you have some yaoi shit, it's probably left-leaning. And CalArts shit, almost always left-leaning. You should notice that. But they never have, like, avatars of video game characters. They never have avatars of that chick from Star Wars Outlaws. By the way, another interesting thing, if you want to piss them off, ask them the name of the main protagonist from Star Wars Outlaws. They don't fucking know. I don't know either. But like they defend the game and they don't know the name of the main character. Anyway, the loudest, angriest, and dumbest people in nerd spaces are perpetually people who have their noses pressed off the window of an industry they don't understand and genuinely have no idea why professionals do what they do. Dude, they're game journalists, and you're talking about them as if they're doctors or something. As if the game journalist works in mysterious fucking ways. I have more respect for a streamer and a YouTuber than I have for someone working at a soulless corporation with editor that gets to tell them what they are and aren't allowed to write, what grades they are allowed and aren't allowed to give to video games. That you constantly need to suck up to AAA companies because you're afraid that if you don't, they don't give you early access anymore. Yeah, fuck that shit. I don't even want to understand it. I don't need to understand it. All I know is that they're useless. Oh, the professionals. Oh my fucking god, professionals. Oh, they're playing video game professionally. Are they though? Why can't they get past the Cuphead tutorial? What's stopping them? Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.